button. Record. Hey, I'm recording. Right?
Wow.
No, you're not.
Does it say, did it ask your permission to record? Actually, no, it wouldn't because you guys
No,
already
it
gave
doesn't.
permission to record. Okay. So, can everybody see the screen okay?
Yep.
Okay, great. Well, everybody, welcome to the Advanced Scripting Project. Today we will be creating a script to install a lamp stack. So, yeah, there we go. So basically this is going to be what we're going to do. So we have a goal. We have kind of a basic pseudocode that kind of shows you the structure of how this program is supposed to work. And then some things you might need in order to complete this project. So previously on the Swift Academy, you learned how to script. You learned what variables, conditionals, loops, libraries, and regex are. You're probably going to need maybe like 4 of those today. But of course, if you want to expand the script to be a bit more wider reaching and a bit more narrow focused in terms of actually doing security and such, then
Hello.
why is everybody repeating dude in chat?
Dude.
Dude. Oh, epic.
So I would like to take the moment to roast Dylan right now for using apt-get instead of apt,
Oh my
because
God,
apt-get is
no.
actually a little bit less secure than apt, and apt-get has a little bit of overhead that apt does not. So
I'd like to roast Clemence here. You're supposed to be teaching how to
I was
script,
teaching. I was teaching people how not to fail.
not to fail. Okay.
Dude.
So I would say that for today you'd most likely just need scripting, variables, maybe actually I don't think you'd need many conditionals today, loops and libraries. But if you want to do a little bit more kind of in-depth configuration of your lamp stack, and I will go over what a lamp stack is, then you will probably need conditionals and regex. So first of all, the goal. So a lamp stack is an architecture for web servers that has existed for a very long time. And it's a very classic and very well-respected architecture because it works so well. Now, it started to get a little bit outdated nowadays, especially with the rise of JavaScript. But but this is still quite a popular web stack to learn, and it's quite good to know so that you can apply that to other web servers that you might be working with in the future. So a LAMP stack is, well, LAMP is an acronym that stands for Linux, Apache, Mysql or MariaDB, and finally PHP or Perl or Python. So going through each of the components, you have Linux, which is the operating system. So LAMP stacks run on Linux. It doesn't really matter which one, as long as it's a version of Linux. Most typically, I believe it runs on Ubuntu or Debian. Then you have Apache, which is a web server package that runs a pretty powerful and pretty well-known web server. It does all your usual stuff like host a website and protect against attacks. But the best part of Apache is its modding system that lets you mod it kind of like a video game and just give it a whole bunch of extra functionality. Then you have MySQL and MariaDB. They are your database servers, and they essentially allow you to store user information directly, and you can just go ahead and grab that information as time goes on. And then you have PHP or Perl or Python. Each of these languages are used as scripting languages, especially in this case. However, in traditional LAMP usage, PHP is used as the P in LAMP. And in fact, there are some developers out there who will be pissed off if you try to include Perl or Python in LAMP because it's really supposed to be PHP, but then some smart people decided, hey, let's go Perl or Python. So we can see the 3 steps in this script will be to install Apache, which will be the Apache 2 web server package because it's the second version of the software. So that will be used to host the web pages. You'll have the MySQL or MariaDB database server for data management, and the PHP 8.0 language for scripting support. Now, I will quickly mention that MySQL and MariaDB are actually designed to be cross-compatible because MariaDB was created by some previous programmers of the MySQL server because they were afraid that the owners were going to make it closed source or just generally inaccessible to the public. So you can't, whatever you do with MySQL generally will work with MariaDB. And the reason why I specify PHP 8.0, one, to give you guys a bit of a challenge because the latest version in Ubuntu 20 is 7.8. And second of all, because the latest versions of any language give you generally the most support, and they also give you the most security. And if you might ask why I'm not asking for 8.1, that's because it's still technically in release candidate stage, which makes it not fully tested and vetted out. So now I'll go into a bit of a pseudocode that'll kind of define the structure of the script. And I broke it down into the same 3 parts that I showed you right here. So first of all, you're going to want to install Apache. So here's a list of 6 things that you'll generally have to do to install this stack. So first of all, you'll have to install Apache 2. The Apache 2 package can be found on Ubuntu as literally Apache 2 like that. Next, you'll want to install and enable some Apache 2 mods. If you don't know which mods would be good to install, I can provide you with those. You would want to add some firewall rules after that to make sure that only the appropriate ports are allowed through your server. You want to make sure that Apache 2 is enabled on startup, and then you'll want to change the owner of the web files folder, which is /var/www/html, because this is where you're most often going to find the files for a LAMP stack, and therefore you have to make sure that it's under the proper user, which is www-data. And finally, you want to make sure that each file and their each program and their configuration files have the appropriate permissions. For example, the Apache config file, you kind of don't want random people to be able to change how your web server runs. And yeah. So next, we're going to install MySQL or MariaDB. Again, either one works. You would install it with MySQL server, and I believe it's MariaDB server or MariaDB. It's one of those two. I haven't installed MariaDB in a while. Next, you'd want to run the MySQL secure installation script. It's a script that is provided by default when you install MySQL or MariaDB. And what it essentially does is it runs a set of SQL rules. SQL is the program language used to program databases like MySQL and MariaDB. And it runs a set of commands that essentially clear all existing users. It clears any previously existing databases, and it allows you to set a new root password. And finally, you want to enable the database server on startup. I apparently forgot to change the name from part 2 to part 3, but this is part 3, installing PHP. So you want to add the latest PHP repository, which I will give you in a slide or two. Then you'll want to update the dependency list, because when you add a new repository to your sources, you have to update your sources cache in order to make sure you have the right dependencies. You want to install PHP 8.0, which is the package PHP 8.0 with no space in between. And then you'll want to install the appropriate mods for Apache 2 and MySQL, which will be PHP 8.0 libapache2-mod-php 8.0, and then PHP 8.0-MySQL. Finally, what you're going to want to do is restart Apache 2 and MySQL, and you'll have an entire script. Now, I did write a demonstration script, but I will show that at the end, or if somebody needs help, that way we can all have our fun opportunity to try to create our script, and then I'll show you how I personally did it. So finally, I'm going to go into some things that you might need in order to do this, and these are mostly Python things. So the first thing that I think you'll need is the repository location for the latest PHP. because the latest version of PHP is not included with Ubuntu 20, you're going to have to include ppa:/php. Now, Andrej is a guy who adds a bunch of support for certain packages like PHP and Python into Ubuntu, or specifically any Debian-based machines. So basically, if you add apt or add repository source ppa Andrej php, you'll be able to install the PHP 8.0 package directly. Next, you'll need to know a Python method called subprocess.call. And what this does is it essentially lets you run commands in Python directly to the bash shell. So if I do subprocess.call apt install Apache 2, then it'll send apt install Apache 2 directly to the file system. It'll send it directly to bash, and then it'll run the scripts in bash. And this is one of the most essential methods you'll need, because this is the way that you're going to interact with bash. And finally, you're going to need os.chmod, because this method allows you to directly change the permissions of a file or folder. Well, file, a singular item within the file system. And this is important because you don't want to really do subprocess.call chmod 755 or something like that, because I believe there's a way to, I believe it's just less efficient than directly calling os.chmod, because subprocess and os are written a little bit differently, and os.chmod directly interacts with the file system, whereas subprocess.call kind of creates a new process to do everything instead of directly modifying the file system. And that's basically it. Does anybody have any questions about what I'm asking you to do here?
Wait, so this is all in Python?
This will be in Python, yes.
Okay.
Epic. Python in Ubuntu 20.04 uses the latest version of 3.8, which is 3.8.10. So anything that is in 3.8 can be used.
Okay.
Of course, if you want to be that guy who installs a new version of Python with your script just so that you can use those language features, go ahead. But otherwise, I'm here if you need me. Feel free to shout out or ask for help for any questions. And yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to continue eating because I'm hungry. Actually, before we get started, can I get a thumbs up from everybody if you understand what I'm asking you to do and you think you can do it? Dylan, be serious.
You gotta flip your monitor. It's a thumbs up.
What?
Well, just like flip your monitor, it'll be a thumbs up. Trust me.
Benito, Bryce, Derek, can you guys give me thumbs up if you are all good?
If I'm being honest, I'm just downloading Ubuntu right now. What was going on?
Let's go.
Appreciate it, Bryce.
Did you hear any of the? Oh crap! Did you hear any of the prompt?
I just heard that these are going to be methods that we're going to be trying to making. I think that's what's going on.
So let me redo the presentation from the start then.
Let's
No,
go.
Let's
I don't think I'm
go.
gonna say.
Okay, so what we're doing today is we're installing a lamp stack. Do you know what lamp is?
My brother told me one time.
Yeah, I told you this. Recite it from memory right now.
It's this thing in your room where you throw
Recite
on
it
light.
from memory.
Yeah, I have one next to me actually. I can just turn it
Dude.
on.
I got
It's-
two.
it's Linux, Apple, Mac.
Mine's-
And Flask.
What? What?
Hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a
check this
second.
out.
Are you
Yeah.
related to Dylan?
Yeah, I'm his brother. I'm in the room next door.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yo.
He's the guy behind this wall.
Oh.
I
Then
throw
I'll
something
have
at the wall,
Dylan
he
explain
knows.
to you what the project is.
So we're installing a lamp stack. So we're gonna do the, and we're gonna, in particular, we're gonna use apt tag get install lamp.
We're not going to
server.
use dash
No, I
get.
heard the exact opposite of that actually.
Thank
sounds
you.
good to-
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Because
To
You
the-
me.
see,
it's
that
insecure,
this is
yes.
why your brother is the smarter of the two.
Oh, damn.
You want to pull out the
I was
statistics?
gonna say I thought the M stood for MySQL
Sorry?
and the lamp stack. Or no, P stood for PHP.
Yeah. So it stands for, sorry, Linux,
Got it.
Apache 2, MySQL, and PHP. Essentially, what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to install Apache and maybe configure it if you want. You're going to have to install MySQL or MariaDB. Really doesn't matter which one. And then you're going to have to install PHP, specifically the 8.0 version, because 8.1 is not stable enough and 7 is just outdated at this point.
Okay.
Here's a pseudocode, generally like kind of like a small template of exactly what you should be doing. You're going to want to install Apache. The package is Apache 2, like basically like that. You're going to want to install some Apache 2 mods. If you don't know which mods you want to install, just ask and I'll just tell you. You'll want to add the firewall rules so that only the specific ports are allowed through. What mods? So there are generally 2 mods that are recommended for every Apache installation. And that is Evasive and Security 2. So the package names would be, and I'll type them in chat. So the first one is libapache2 mod evasive, and the second one is basically the exact same thing except you replace evasive with security 2. Those are the package names directly in Ubuntu. So after you add your firewall rules, you want to enable Apache 2, so that starts up when the server starts up. You're going to want to change the owner of the website files folder, which is /var/www/html, and you want to make sure the user www-data is the owner and the group www-data is the group owner. And then you want to make sure to set the appropriate permissions for various things like configuration files so that only the owner or whoever needs to access those files can access those configuration files. For MySQL or MariaDB, you're going to want to install MySQL or MariaDB. The MySQL package is MySQL, no, stop capitalizing, MySQL server, like that. I don't know the MariaDB package, but it's probably going to be some variant of MariaDB like that. You're going to want to run the MySQL secure installation script. It's exactly as it is in the slideshow. Basically what it does is it runs a bunch of SQL commands in order to clear any existing users, change the root password, and to drop any existing tables. And finally, you want to enable the server on startup. And the last thing you need to do is you need to add the latest PHP repository, which I will show you in 2 slides. Then you need to update the dependency list so that the system knows to use the latest version of PHP when you ask to install that. Then you need to install PHP 8.0, which is like this, PHP 8.0. You're going to want to install the mods for Apache 2 and MySQL, which will be lib apache 2 mod PHP 8.0, like that. And the one for MySQL is PHP 8.0-MySQL. And finally, you're going to want to restart Apache 2 and MySQL so that it knows to take advantage of those changes. Now, there's 3 things that you're generally going to need in order to finish this task. The first one is ppa://php, and that is the location of the repository in order to locate the latest version of PHP. Basically, Andrej is this guy who maintains a bunch of repositories for languages and certain packages. So if you add his PHP repository, it means you can install the latest version of PHP directly onto your system just by apt install PHP 8.0. Next, you're going to need the command method subprocess.call, and that essentially allows you to send commands directly to bash from Python. So I could do something like subprocess.call apt install PHP 8.0, and it'll send that directly to bash. And finally, os.chmod, which allows you to change the permissions of a file directly from Python, because os.chmod will directly edit it from Python, whereas subprocess.call will open a new process, execute the command in bash, and then it'll change the permissions. So os.chmod is just a little bit more efficient there. Sounds good? Derek, are you
That
alive?
sounds crazy. Can you hear
Is
me?
your brother alive, Dylan?
I said like that sounds crazy, dude.
I think he's good.
Me too, Derek. Oh my gosh.
Why
Wait,
don't
You
wait,
guys
we
all
do
understand this? This is a lot.
Why
Clemence,
don't we
which
do
mods do we-
PHP 8.1-dev? What's wrong with that version of PHP?
It's in development. It's not exactly the most secure.
I know.
So like,
What's wrong with that?
remind me what this club is about again.
Students with an interest in the future of technology.
How do I kick him?
I'm co-host. You can't kick me.
Wait, Clemens, which modules do we install? Or mods?
Mods? I put it in chat.
Oh, bet. Okay.
It's libapache 2 mod evasive and libapache 2 mod security 2. Also libapache 2 mod PHP 8.0 when you get to that step.
Okay, Benito.
Wow, my machine's almost down.
I thought we were writing this in Bash.
No, we're writing Python.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to write this in Bash, feel free to. But
I haven't
Yo,
written
what?
anything in Python in
but I will ask you
Yes.
to, if you can, to please write this in Python, just because.
Alright. How do I do a print statement again? It's been 2.5 years.
It's literally print a parentheses something and then parentheses.
Alright. The last thing I wrote in Python was like os.setuid0 or something.
Do we have access to the slide somewhere so we can see the pseudocode?
I will send the slides in the chat.
Hmm.
How to install Apache mods.
Thank you.
Just apt install.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah, all of those are packages.
Oh, gotcha.
those
gotcha.
are apt
Oh, yeah.
packages.
Okay,
We'll
I was
need
like,
some permissions because this is not.
Yeah, so that's the thing. When you run this, so when you do this script, you don't need to put sudo in front of every single statement that you do in subprocess.call, but you're gonna want to sudo when you execute the script, because
Right.
that way it gives you sudo for every single command, so you don't have to keep typing in sudo.
Wait, so why can't I use os.system instead of?
os.system is old and it will be deprecated in a future version. It's just
Wait.
future proofing.
So how do I use subsystem? What did you just say?
So it's essentially subprocess.call. Here,
It's
let
a
me.
method or something, right?
Yeah.
So it's
method of what?
subprocess.call
Oh, it's a
with command, and then you're going to want to do shell equals true, like that. If you want to do os.system, that's fine too. It's just that subprocess.call is a more modern modern way of doing it, and
Yeah, I
it's
should probably do
also
that.
it's also just a little bit better. I forgot in which way, but it's better.
Hi.
Jacob, Dylan, and you guys want to share your screens so I can see what y'all are doing because
Actually, yeah, that'd be fun
Wait,
if everybody
I'm
shares the
down.
screen so everybody
It's
knows.
just like
Yeah,
I'm
wait,
not
let me,
gonna
let me, let me close my other VM real quick.
Oh, I
wanna see
can't.
what y'all's doing,
Oh yeah,
so-
only
Bryce,
Dylan
why
can
don't
because
you
he's
share your
co-host.
screen for me, Bryce?
Oh yeah, Bryce. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bryce, I haven't really heard much from you. Everything going good?
I could use
Understand?
the help, Bryce.
Oh,
Oh, do you need help with something, Bryce?
Bryce, where did you find that key from?
What do you need help with, Bryce?
Where did you find that key, Bryce?
Oh, okay.
what is this?
Bryce,
So let me go ahead and call the counselor directly from.
My God.
in F my brain. F
Wait,
my
Bryce,
brain.
what's your
What?
rank in Hack the Box?
Wait, Bryce, why did you send an ID RSA key?
Yeah.
Hold on, I need that. I just don't know how he got it.
Yo, is port 22 open?
Let's go.
No, there's a guy and port 22 doesn't accept passwords, so I needed a key. He found the key.
Wait, I
And
can't share my screen.
Oh, she's not co-host.
I'm not talking about that key, boss. I'm talking about the key to decrypt.
Dylan, can you make me co-host?
Yeah. How do I do that?
I don't
Is it
know.
this remove button? What if I click remove?
No,
it's not the
Can I
remove.
remove myself?
It's not the remove button.
Oh, I could stop Clemence's
There
video.
must be a setting to allow advanced sharing options. Who can share all participants?
We're being recorded, actually. Oh,
No, I don't think
Yeah.
breakdowns are. Wait, are we?
yeah.
Oh, so
Okay,
now people know
everybody
about
should
it.
be able to share now.
Oh, really?
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
let's
I see it.
go.
Let's go. All right.
All right, it's time to learn.
Capture output equals true. That sounds pretty neat. Why don't we include that?
Ooh,
I
finally,
forgot how much I hate reading documentation on how to run a command.
Whose screen is this? Sorry.
Oh, it's mine. Wait up. I might have some
Okay, so-
interesting stuff in my. Okay, no, I don't. Okay.
Yo, Derek, you might need this.
So I will actually point out, Jacob, that what you are doing is you're actually running the wrong version of Python.
What?
Because you're running Python, which in Ubuntu defaults
That's
to
Python 2, right?
Yes. So
Oh.
you actually don't want to necessarily use user bin Python. You're going to want to use user bin env and then Python 3, because
What's
that'll
wrong
go
with user
to,
bin Python 3?
Wait, like
Or
this?
what's
Actually,
wrong
yeah,
with
why
bin
is it?
Python 3?
I mean, you can do that. That directly calls Python 3, but by doing user bin env Python 3, it makes sure that it's running with whatever your user shell is running Python.
Wait, what do you mean? N?
Right, it's another directory.
Who cares about the guy's shell? I don't care
what?
about that man
Like
shell.
ends like environment, right?
Yeah, env as an
Oh, gotcha. Got like that.
environment. Take out the slash and then put a space. Yeah, like that.
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
I guess.
Wait, for Python, do you have to put semicolon after your import statements?
No.
Oh my god. it's
Get
been
your
too long.
Java out of here, dude.
I could have. What am I thinking of? I'm not thinking of Java. I'm thinking of some.
Don, Bryce needs help.
Hi,
help him
Bryce. What do you need
Bryce
help?
needs help.
Nice.
Bryce, you gotta tell me how. Try using the key that
That's
you
nice.
were that you used to decrypt the forum post. Oh, have you tried your password in the SMTP? From
These guys doing hack
like
box, dude.
you know what was it? Port
Wait,
110.
which box is this?
This is brain F word.
Oh, I see.
What kind of firewalls do you want?
Yeah,
Clemence?
big F word.
Shit.
Whoa!
Oh, right, this is
Forwarded,
recorded,
sir.
right?
Come on,
Firewall.
Clemens, can't be doing it like that.
Firewall rules for Apache.
Wait, this meeting is being recorded, right? Crap.
Yeah. I would go for deny all incoming and outgoing and no exceptions whatsoever. That sounds pretty good to me.
Can somebody
Google
fix this stuff?
Sites. Ayo.
Hey, you guys who are also making scripts, can y'all share your screen so we can see what's
Got
going
import OS and import subprocess down.
Mhm.
Going
Wait,
pretty good.
Clemens, what kind of firewall rules do I put?
So you'd have to add the ports that would be used for a web server.
So just 80?
No. Well, for now, I guess 80 works because you're not exactly installing SSL. But if you were making a fully secure server, you'd also have to put 443 for
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
HTTPS.
Wait, so I can use uncomplicated firewall, right? You're not.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna force you guys to. I'm not gonna force you guys to use IP tables.
This man is-
How to use UFW?
Dude, it's been a hot minute. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if I did this correct. Do I have to put the arguments in a list?
No, wait, I'll
No,
show you
you're
mine.
thinking about subprocess.run.
Yeah.
I'll show you mine.
What's wrong
I mean,
with
you can do that. You can do that if you want to do subprocess.run. That's another way to do it. But subprocess.call is a little bit easier in that regard.
What's the difference between the two? Can you
Um,
run multiple commands with subprocess.run or call?
subprocess.run, I believe it makes sure to execute a specific. It makes sure to execute a specific program in a specific shell. So subprocess.call will always try to call like bash, but
Oh, okay.
subprocess.run will also let you run like a Python command, for example.
Okay.
Wow.
Subprocess.call.
iPhone. What do you think they're doing in BASIC right now? Or what is it called?
They're learning coding.
Wow.
All right, Jacob. Can you help me out here? I don't know if I'm doing it right.
Look at my screen, dude.
No, look at my
No.
screen.
Not screw you.
I don't know. I feel like I did something wrong here.
Do I need to install it? Oh, hopefully it doesn't break it. Wait, I have snapshots, so like I can come back to this.
Why can't I see Dylan's screen? Oh, I have to go up to the top and change.
Take snapshot.
Wait, just 2 screens at once? I thought there's
Oh wait, you could share multiple screens at the same time. That's crazy.
Well, I enabled the option.
Oh,
Whoa.
I don't know, Jacob. Did I do this right?
I'm not looking at it. I'm working on my own
Why?
screen.
Almost. You just have to remove the -get.
Oh, right. There we go.
Now that will actually fail for sure.
All right. Oh, okay.
Bro.
So let me do this then. There we go. What was it? Is it catch? No, accept.
It's accept.
I don't remember the syntax. I haven't done anything Python in years.
Hey, Jacob, what's that link that you're using?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share it to you. I'll
Yes,
drop it. in
please.
chat.
Yes, please.
Got
Oh
you.
yeah,
Is that
DigitalOcean.
correct?
DigitalOcean is always really good
I
for
know.
their simple.
Harry, bro.
Dylan, I
I'm-
will say right now that I wouldn't recommend using lamp-server because it won't install the right version of PHP. It won't install the latest.
What if I want to run PHP 5?
That's not within the scope of this tutorial.
Dylan,
Or
Dylan,
about
you're
this
gonna
project.
fail, dude. Enable
Oh, I've
Apache.
been failing.
Okay.
Well,
Ever
you
since
got
this
notes
guy-
on this, Jacob?
What happened?
You got notes on this?
Hell yeah, I do.
What is this?
Yeah.
Here, I'll share it to you. I'll share it to you. Hold up.
Who
Oh no,
wants
these
to
are just the slides, right?
I respect the Typora. Was that
No,
Typora?
that's Notion.
I don't
Alright,
respect
it's-
that anymore.
That's Notion. I'm sorry, Dylan. I betrayed you. I actually started to use where's my chat?
apt install. What do I want to install? I want to install.
You want
Apache
to install
2.
Life.
Oh no, that's something you should uninstall.
Bro.
apt
Alright, wait, what was I gonna
install.
do? Oh yeah, I was gonna show you my notes, Derek. Hold up.
Well, I got fancy and I put all this stuff in a loop.
Where's my chat? What the heck?
I don't even know the syntax for
Might
the
be on the
apt
top of your
install
screen.
commands. I don't even know what I'm installing.
Like when you mouse up all the way.
Wait, I got it. I got it. Can you see it?
Is that the one?
Hey Jacob, I noticed that you forgot to do an apt install statement somewhere.
Yep, I see it. Thank you.
Where? Oh yeah, I see it. What would I do
Gotcha,
without
fam.
you, Clemence?
Dylan maybe.
Oh, yeah,
What would
true.
you say? I couldn't hear you. I was thinking about
Is there
life.
an implicit deny statement at the end of the UFW?
Implicit deny.
Yeah. So like it denies everything else.
No, you have to set defaults.
Okay, so I just don't do anything now, huh?
Well, you have to set the defaults.
How do I set?
So that would be the
How to-
command ufw default, and then like allow incoming, or like deny incoming, or allow outgoing, or deny outgoing.
But I don't need to do that, right?
It's recommended.
What's the other thing? Is
Well, what does that sound? Is that me or Dylan?
Apache mod evasive. I have no idea what that
libapache
mod
2 mod evasive. You have to make sure to specify Apache 2.
Yeah, but I
Yes,
have
sir.
no idea what that does. I'd love to see it.
Mod evasive, I think protects. If I'm not wrong, I think it protects against DDoS attacks.
Interesting.
Jacob, what you're looking for is System Ctl enable.
Oh my gosh, you're right. You're right.
So, yeah, mod evasive does DDoS protection.
Oh,
It also does DOS protection.
Wait, but it says on startup. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna question it.
Enabling by doing System Ctl enable Apache 2, what you're essentially doing is you're telling System Ctl to run the Apache 2 service when the server starts up.
What's the difference
Oh.
between service and system CTL?
So, System Ctl is the modern version of service.
Yeah, that's
Service
what I was
runs
thinking.
on System V, but since that is going to be deprecated at some point, it is recommended to use System Ctl. System Ctl is supported on versions of Ubuntu from 16 and above.
Okay.
Website.
Technically,
file.
some service commands do work. It's just that
No, it's weird because I usually just do both and figure out which one works and then go off of that. I don't remember which one works.
I know you can still use service in the latest versions because you can do system service -- all, and that's a really useful command to list like the names of running services.
Apt install MySQL.
MySQL server. It's MySQL server.
I should have paid attention to Taylor's stuff. Apt install MySQL.
You should have also paid attention to chat.
Oh man, this chat, like my monitor is too dark.
Oh, so Bryce, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Life.
Oh, is /var/www/html the folder I'm supposed to change permissions?
You're supposed to change owner.
Oh,
Where are
change
the
owner?
config files for MySQL and Apache usually stored? Or
Etsy. It's going to be an Etsy.
damn, okay. You ever get like do you ever credentials in there? Like, do you have to specify credentials in there for?
I don't think so.
Wait, Clemence,
don't
how
think
come
my
I can't run this same subprocess.call command with changing permissions?
You
let me.
technically can. It's just that I don't recommend it because it adds an extra step. So os.chmod will directly modify the system to do that. But running subprocess.call will open a new process in bash, execute the command, and then it'll change the system. So it's like adding an extra process, extra step, extra bunch of wasting system resources.
Yeah. Wait, so each of these statements opens another shell?
It opens another process that has a bash shell.
Okay.
Essentially, that's what it does. What os.system... So I think the difference really between os.system and subprocess.call is mostly between like the use of asynchronous programming. I believe subprocess.call is asynchronous and os.system is not, which means if there's a bug with os.system, you're going to screw up everything, whereas with subprocess.call, it's going to be a little bit more stable.
Wait, which one did you say was asynchronous?
I believe that should be subprocess.call.
Okay. And that's why we're using it, so it speeds it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You actually don't need to use those. You can just use your regular octal numbers.
Oh, so the path and then the mode. Okay.
Yeah, for the
octal
mode
numbers and mode. Okay, gotcha.
It has to be an octal. In order to make sure it's an octal, you have to make sure to preface your number with that 0 and then O, because that tells Python that you're entering an octal number and not a base 10 number.
Yeah.
Do web
Very
servers or
cool.
anything ever run on like port 8000 or 8080?
Those would be for like people who want to run a service that's not on the default port.
And what would be the reason for that?
Hiding a service.
Oh,
Oh.
Jacob, we have to configure all of these firewall settings on the DigitalOcean they
so
sent.
I'm only
That's a
allowing
lot.
80 and 443, right? Because those are the
Yeah,
only
and
ones
even
that
then you
work.
could probably disable 443 because I'm not asking you to install SSL at this time.
What if I enable was it like 3306?
Then you're allowing the MySQL server directly through the firewall. And
That
since
sounds- that
since the
sounds amazing.
Apache's directly accessing MySQL from the system, you don't necessarily need to allow it through a port.
I don't see anything wrong with opening MySQL up to the public.
Damn.
I mean, go ahead. Let
You're
me
so
call up
troll.
the Swift Red team, and they'll
Oh.
switch it out.
Oh, I'm getting a call from someone.
Run it on 1337. You got it, Bryce. I got you.
I feel like I'm forgetting command somewhere.
Wait, are you gonna make your MySQL public?
Yeah, if I know how to do that.
All right, just bridge it to your network and give me your IP.
Hey,
Oh,
Dylan, can you share your
Your
screen, please?
IP.
Oh hell yeah, I got you, Clemens.
Oh,
Bro, why
I swear,
why
Dylan's
are
gonna
the two
share a
people?
picture.
There's only two people I've ever heard in this world with the name Clement. They both hate me for what? What did
Who's
I
the
do?
other person you've heard named Clemens?
This was my teacher. His name was Mr. Clementson. He also hated me.
well, that's not Clemens. That's
That's
Clemens.
not Clemens. That's Clemens.
No, but we all call him Clem.
Nobody calls me Clem if they
I'm gonna
want.
call
if
this
they
guy
don't want.
Clem.
Nobody calls me that if they don't want to die.
Hey Clem.
Dylan? Yep.
Let me ask Taylor to kick you.
No.
You know
Clemens, does this need to be
the
a string?
antagonism I'm facing from Clem really reminds me of another guy named Clem.
Clemens, do I need a string for the second parameter?
No, you don't, because you're just
Okay,
typing in a pure number.
Okay. Bet.
Man, my documentation is beautiful.
What's that
How do I see
appropriate
your screen?
permission?
Let's see, Jacobs.
What happened,
I
Bryce?
feel like I'm forgetting something.
You zoom in so hard. Oh, side plate. What? Oh yeah.
Oh my
just-
god, is
that's
that
so
D
stupid.
Bryce Lauer?
He's talking.
I was eating.
Well, Jasmine.
Keyword
finally-
is was. He was. He's not eating anymore.
Is this Mr. Bryce Lauer OCP?
No.
Oh,
Clemens, what is this? Set appropriate permissions.
For various configuration files.
let's see.
What?
So
Apache.
I will.
easy.
In my script, the files that I changed permissions for are etc. Well, everything in etc Apache 2 conf, user sbin Apache 2, var log Apache 2, everything in etc Apache 2 conf available, everything in etc Apache 2 conf enabled, and etc Apache 2 Apache 2.conf.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I find that on DigitalOcean?
I don't think so.
Wait. So I'm just supposed to accept. Is there like a list I can look at with all your configurations, or should I just not?
Um,
I'm definitely forgetting something.
etc Apache 2 conf, you want to set it to 750.
Okay.
User sbin Apache 2, you want to set to 511.
wait,
Var
restart,
log
restart.
Apache. Yeah. So etc Apache 2 conf /conf slash the whole folder you want to set to 750. For for user sbin Apache 2, you're going to want to set that to 511. For var log Apache 2, you're going to want to set that to 750. For everything in etc Apache 2 conf available, you want to set it to 640.
Like this?
Conf /available, actually.
Or watch your spelling Apache.
Oh, true.
Apcache. Apcache. Apcache.
Available. And it's
The conf dash available
Oh,
actually.
conf dash. 750.
Yep. And then Etsy Apache 2 conf enabled. Also 640.
640.
Yep, 640. And the same thing with Etsy Apache 2 apache2.conf.
What the heck? Apache 2. Apache 2. Oh, Apache2.conf. And then 640.
Yeah. Actually, you made a mistake. Conf available should be 640. There you go.
I can't wait to put all of this in here. Let's go.
Wait a minute. What if I didn't?
Sign
What? Subprocess.com. Oh, so you could also use subprocess to spawn a shell.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why are there like 3 different commands to like spawn a shell? God damn.
Because there's 3 different ways of doing it.
Why not 4? Why not 2? Why
Because
not
they didn't
9?
want to make 4 because they were lazy.
Damn. Hopefully all my spelling's correct. I guess we'll see at the end.
What's the difference between OS chmod versus subprocess calling in chmod?
Efficiency thing, right?
It's efficiency, and it's also making sure you. It also takes a little bit less time with the system, so.
Yeah, that's efficiency sounds like a lot of work.
It's really not.
Damn.
I mean, I know that's kind of against its definition, but we don't talk about that.
Okay, Dylan.
I didn't necessarily mean efficiency in writing. I meant efficiency in execution.
Yeah, I know. That's what I meant. I'm just in general. Efficiency sounds like work.
No, it sounds like something that I'm asking you to do.
No.
Why did I turn off my AC? It's so freaking hot.
Bryce.
That's a
dang it.
big number.
Zoom is my notepad. Oh,
What the hell is that large number, Bryce?
Bryce, I have a feeling you're spoiling this for me.
Wait, is he getting ahead of you at this point?
Well, yeah, because I got stuck because I don't know anything about cryptography, and the goddamn box actually deals with that, so that's no fun. Apparently, it was like a one-way encryption net. No,
Yeah, tried that.
I don't think I will. What if I don't?
I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit more dinner. I'll be right back.
I want to grab food too.
Then grab food. Honestly,
There is no food.
Oh.
No,
Well,
there's
then
only a snack here.
Tell your brother to make some or something. I don't know.
The only
I'm
snack
watching
here
Jacob.
is Jacob.
I'm learning by watching.
yes, sir. No. Hold up.
Because I can't keep up with this by myself, so I'm just watching.
All right, so Apache
Wait, where's you going, Dylan? Oh,
installation 1. Part 1 of Clemence.
thingamajig.
Okay, so just in case it breaks, ls you can do cat lamp. Let's actually wait. So Derek, you understand what I did in lamp.py, right? It's actually pretty easy. Not gonna lie.
So
It's just like you just need to know the commands.
okay, the question I have is from the app, the part where it says install UFW, and
Yes.
on like that's for the firewall, right?
Yeah.
And on the DigitalOcean website, there's like a lot of other settings. However,
Oh,
there's
is
only
there?
2 right here.
It would appear that there is no food.
Wait, so those are the only ports that you need?
I have no idea. Well, wait, Apache should work, right? If I run it right now.
Did you already use it?
No, I haven't installed it yet. But if I
Just run the code, see what happens.
wait, no, because I want to make sure I'm not running anything. Okay. How do I run this again? Is it just Python 3?
Python 3 probably, yeah. Oh.
That's tough. Oh, I need to be root, Lamau. Wait, what are these? Oh, yeah. Sudo.
Oh, it's because a lot of these commands are being run with sudo now.
Yeah.
So that's when you use it.
Okay.
Hey, yo.
Ayo? Oh, I should have put the tech Y so I didn't. Damn.
How do you specify that? Oh,
Okay.
what was that?
I just skipped through it. I don't know.
How do you specify the attack Y within the code?
I think we just put it in the, you know, when we did the sub-process calls, we just put it at the
Oh
end.
yeah, within the little quotations you put attack Y.
Yeah, I think. Oh my gosh.
And how come all of them has shell equals true, by the way?
Because I think it.
Shell equals true essentially forces it to use the shell.
Which shell does it use?
The bash shell. It doesn't strictly need to be included, but it's good for redundancy.
Yay.
Step 1 looks like it worked well for you.
Except my rules didn't go because I forgot to import OS. Let's go.
Oh, from the top.
Let's go.
This guy. Let me see that script of yours, Jacob.
I'm
It's on the
reverting.
top,
Hold
dude.
up.
There was
Let's
no
see what
import
you're
statement
missing.
for Port OS.
I'm reverting back. Wait, did I even need? Yeah, so I can add it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, import OS. And then we just do. Is it just attack Y at the end just to accept everything?
Yeah, that's what I did.
I bet.
So these sub-process calls are like as if you're sending the command.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's cool.
Hmm. Okay, so
So between 7:30 to 7:45, I'm gonna start showing my script so you guys can see how I did it.
Mm-hmm. Dylan, are you saying something because you're muted?
Everybody's muted except you and me at this point.
Oh, what the heck? I hear him talking like in the other room. But, like, oh, he might be talking to somebody else.
What if Dylan's talking to his secret girlfriend?
Well, I might have to
no,
go
I'm,
and like.
I'm actually talking to a Mexican man, Clem.
Oh. Oh, so he's the other way around then. Okay.
No, you might be on Discord at the same time as you.
I wouldn't say the other way around, just the other angle. All right, so what does the Y flag do again?
Yes.
Wi-Fi?
The Y flag.
Yes.
What about
Oh, the
yes?
Y
That's
flag.
everything.
It automatically assumes the answer yes to all prompts.
Yes.
Oh, even the potentially insecure ones.
Well, yeah.
Sweet.
But it's like it's part of the command, so it's just, you know, so you don't have to do it.
It's only for the command.
There you go. No more attack Ys. I mean, you don't have to press Y no more.
Let's go. I don't have to type. I don't have to
Yeah,
type
it's all
4
automated.
things. Let's go.
Beautiful.
Automation.
Efficiency.
Does VBox have snapshots?
I have no idea.
No?
Jacob.
VirtualBox has snapshots. VMware does not.
Wait, but
Wait,
oh
what?
well, I'm
Isn't that what
using
Jacob was just
workstation.
doing?
Jacob.
Oh, the pro.
VMware has snapshots.
Not in Workstation Player.
Oh,
Jacob.
What?
disgusting.
What happened?
Life
Isn't it
hack.
like Apache.conf or something?
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
For which one?
Well, it's Etsy Apache.
Is it the wrong file path?
It's Apache2.conf.
It's
Oh
no. There's a
my-
folder called conf. There's a folder also called conf. That's where you're storing additional configuration files.
Okay.
It's probably because it hasn't been. Wait, can you show me? Yeah,
I don't have a Apache2 conf folder, but I have a conf file.
Was that file just made right now, or was that there?
No, Apache2.conf is always there now.
Apache 2 conf should work.
I don't
I
have a
don't
conf directory.
I don't know
though.
why it's not.
Yeah, there's no
there.
conf directory.
There usually is. When I tested my script out the other day, it has the Apache 2 conf and it worked perfectly.
There's oh no. I was about to ask if there's a specific Apache 2 I was supposed to install. You said we had to download a specific one?
Jacob, I got a question for you.
Yeah, I'm not
Did you get
seeing
root
one.
yet?
No, I haven't got you. I haven't gotten root.
This guy.
I
Wait,
feel
what?
like there's like exactly 2 people in here that are actually doing the work.
I'm
What
gonna
is-
be
I'm not
honest.
one of them. I'm just watching Jacob and learning from Jacob.
Yeah, Bryce is doing the work.
Yeah, true, Bryce. Okay, so I'm just
Yeah, that's why I
gonna-
said 2 people.
Yep,
Oh.
not me. I'm just helping. I'm backseat Jacobing right now.
Yeah, you're definitely backseat Jacobing right now.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I'm on that train.
That's what I
Let's
do.
go.
I love snapshots.
Wait, Jake. Since there's like multiple screens being shared right now, is Jacob's screen the one being shared or recorded?
Who else
Jacob's is
sharing
the one
screen?
being shared right now.
Yeah, but so it's also gonna be the one that's part of the recording, right?
Yeah,
Wow,
I guess
Jacob,
so.
you didn't install MySQL.
I know, bro. Wait, I might have
Dude,
to go in like
Give
2
this guy a
minutes
chill pill.
for like 10 minutes. So I'll be back like 7:30 if we're still
Okay.
here.
No, I'll definitely be still here. This
He's
workshop
always
works.
here.
This run shop works until 8, so.
Okay.
It's just that at 7:30, I'm going to be. I'm going to start going over my script and how I did it.
Oh,
Okay.
Clemens, are you going to next week's workshop?
Maybe.
That's the important one.
Better.
Actually, I'm really looking forward to next week's workshop.
Whoa.
Oh wait, that's the one that Dylan's running, right?
Oh hell yeah!
Sorry, I'm too
Oh.
busy.
Oh yeah, he's
Um,
afraid that he's not going to be on the top of the leaderboard.
Wait, there's a leaderboard?
Is a leaderboard?
I didn't say anything. You didn't hear from me.
Yo! Okay, hold on. I want to see my name up there.
You didn't hear from me.
No, I am going.
Wait.
Yeah, don't wait. What's going on? What's going on?
Hey,
gotta
hey,
cross in?
hey! You'll find out next week. Oh god, I have like midterms.
Bro, just walk into your room and try to find out.
I'm very confident that you walked in on me talking about it multiple times now.
Oh, have I?
Wait, I
This
have
guy.
it on my.
My workshop, Bryce, is going to be on, well, it's just going to be on, we're going to do offensive security pen tests and stuff.
Robin, you're gonna go now?
So we're
Okay.
going to go over
All right, I'll be back in like 10 minutes, hopefully.
stuff.
Okay. See you, man.
I'm not going to talk
Sorry.
too much about. This guy Jacob making me make my own script rather than judging his. Come on now.
So you guys aren't actually writing the script right now?
I was right. I wrote like a chunk of it, and then I realized that I already had some stuff installed on here, so I didn't know like how I would debug it to make sure it's working or not. So I was just like, oh, I don't want to install Ubuntu again.
Well, what
Yeah.
you could just do is just uninstall everything.
You see, I don't like uninstalling stuff.
I was just gonna say like take a snapshot, no? So like it's something.
Oh yeah, I would take a snapshot, but I have everything installed, and I didn't want to uninstall anything
That
because
sounds like
I didn't want it's a me problem.
that sounds like an oof.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a snapshot right now. Damn, there goes all my hard drive space. Free.
That sounds like a big oof moment.
It is.
God damn it, the crickets have returned.
I can hear it.
Hey, Clemens, what'd you get in your SAT?
Why are you asking?
I'm curious.
Why are you asking?
It's
It's
because
not
you're
like it
twice
even
student.
matters anymore.
Oh no, because Gabe told me it's going. I was like,
Never
wow,
mind.
I feel very stupid.
Wait, what did Gabe do?
Just getting the general, just seeing Troy people's scores, comparing them to my schools.
Okay, cool.
This guy.
I just don't want you to feel bad, you know?
Oh,
Oh,
I already feel bad about my score. You don't believe
15
me.
plus, is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, it has to be.
Possibly.
Yeah, don't worry. I got a 12.
The only person I know that got fit. There was only one person who was the only aimer.
The OS Jamad, the syntax is file path and then the number, right?
File
Like
path and mode, yes.
I'm just using Jacob's notes right now.
Hmm.
You want a room tour?
No, I actually don't.
All right, so we got bed, a
I'm not
lamp,
looking at it.
and then we got clothes, and that's it. That's the room.
You do
tour.
realize this is being recorded, right?
Yeah. But Bryce asked for it. What's my gaming setup?
Oh, turn the camera on.
All I'm gonna say it's a pre-built, so you don't need to question it. Okay.
So the problem with the conf file was that there was no directory for it or something?
See my watermelon, Bryce?
At least that's what Jacob ran into.
The watermelon over there.
I'll skip that one.
Script. How do I make this script? Behind the fan, Bryce.
Where'd Dylan go?
Did he go somewhere? Oh shoot, yeah, well, I didn't see him.
Did he like leave the room or something? He's not in the room.
I was not looking. I was using Jacob's notes and trying to continue the code on my end.
Can you yell to him?
1 second, I could go look for him.
Just want to make sure he's okay. How's progress going? Everything going all right? You guys finding the scripting okay?
I'm back.
He was getting food. Actually, once you get your code, Clements, I should probably get food too, so I can watch you eat at the same time. Actually, I should do that right now.
So Dylan, where were you?
Oh, I was getting food.
Ah, nice. So how's the process going for you?
Well, the process is I'm still debating on whether I want to do OS dot what was it, chmod, or just subprocess call it.
Just subprocess call it.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so firewall. I should probably have the Y flag added. Oh, that sounds important. Would I not have to like reconfigure some of the stuff though? Because isn't it in some of the installation that you should specify no to some things?
What do you mean?
Because when you're installing stuff, it asks you for like certain settings and stuff.
Mhm.
Or like I think it was for the MySQL server. It does
Right.
that. Like something about root on one of them. I don't know. It's been a while.
Oh, MySQL secure installation.
Oh, there's a secure installation one.
It's a script.
Oh,
It's a script that's provided by default with MySQL or MariaDB. So basically, you can just run that.
right. That's what I did
Correctly.
last time then, because I don't remember what I was doing.
Yeah.
I haven't touched this stuff in a long time.
All right, I'm gonna start sharing at 7:35. Feel free to continue working while I'm showing my example. But I recommend that you take a listen if you're stuck, especially if you're stuck.
I'm gonna listen.
That's good.
Now, I thought scripting was gonna be a lot more difficult. Kind of wasn't aware that I was just calling the commands.
Well, I'm gonna say that this is one of the most simple scripts you can actually write.
I feel like things
And-
get complicated when you try to do more complex stuff. Don't know.
More complex stuff means you're going to be dealing directly with the config files, as in like you're going to try to directly modify them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, how do you specify like on this certain line you want to change this to this?
Why don't you stay in tune and you might
What?
find out. No, I didn't actually do that in my script because I got lazy. And also I didn't want to go too far because I didn't want to overwhelm you guys with information, or at least overwhelm you guys with a large project, because even my script took me hours to do. Although I did went a little bit further.
Don't worry, Clements. I was overwhelmed from the start.
I mean, you never installed the lamp stack like in the CCDC assignment.
No, I have not.
Yeah, you kind of just didn't do any of the CCDC stuff. You weren't even there. So, I mean, this stuff's familiar. I'm just slightly too lazy to do it again for the third time.
I mean, I'm just saying, get used to it.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm here.
Derek, I don't get it. You're attending this stuff, but then you didn't attend to any of the CCDC meetings. What's up with that?
I don't know either. To be honest, the only reason why I jumped over to this track was because I saw you and Jacob jump over, and I was like, "Oh, yo, I'm gonna follow you guys." So I just hopped over.
Interesting.
If necessary, I can just like review the other workshops recording to see what they were doing.
Use Vim or Nano, Clemens.
I'm a nano guy.
Okay. I respect that.
I never had the patience to really learn Vim, so.
Oh, we just disappointed Bryce. I'm lucky.
Oh, come on, Bryce.
I still don't know how to escape Vim.
That's the only thing I remember about Vim.
Yeah,
I
but
don't remember how to like
I don't know,
actually
one time,
start
like,
typing
Yeah, I
anymore.
kind of know what that means.
every time I tried to quit Vim, like it would just get me back into the instance. I was like, what is going on? Like I couldn't exit it as I
Yeah.
closed my shell completely.
The funny thing is, when you install git bash, the default editor is Vim.
That sucks.
I've never installed git bash before.
Well, you'll have to get bashed, you know.
Huh?
Are we waiting on Jacob to return before we go over the script?
Honestly, yeah. At this point,
What did he say he was gonna do? I didn't see.
he said
Reading.
something about doing something else, but if he doesn't return by 35, then I'm gonna start.
Dang, rip Jacob.
I mean, sorry, Jacob.
Oh, I can ask him to start video. I'm gonna do that.
Is he here?
No, but I'm gonna just keep doing it.
Oh, 'cause you're
Again, he's
co-host.
not here.
Yeah, I know.
If Jacob sues you for harassment, I'm not part of this.
No, it's what they did in the meetings to me.
Oh wait, did they?
Yeah, I think it was Alex harassing me to turn on my camera.
That's why
I
I
just left
unplugged
it
my
on.
camera for these things.
Yeah,
Oh, the
I
cricket's
considered that.
outside. Oh, it's not inside. Okay.
Was it during the CBCC meetings in the summer?
Mm-hmm. I'll turn off my camera, go to the restroom, and then I would just get like pinged. Where's your camera? You ever gonna do any red teaming, Clemens?
I was thinking of dabbling in it, but at the moment, no.
Come on.
It's really fun.
I'm gonna message Jacob on Discord. It's 35.
Dang. Oh, Jacob, we got the recording.
Oh well. Let me go ahead and get this opened up. Can everyone see that?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. I respect the documentation.
What can I say? I like to document my code a little bit. Give me 1 second while I try to... Okay, great. So this is my code. So you can see that I started with a bunch of imports up here. Now, what I did try to do is I tried to directly do the MySQL commands in this script, but I haven't exactly gotten that working yet, so I'm still trying to get that to work. But for now, I just installed MySQL and just left it like that, so I kind of have to do MySQL security like by myself later. But so I'm importing 3 of the 5 modules that, well, I'm importing 5 modules here, but I'm actually only really using 3 of them. So I'm using OS, Shootil, and subprocess. From subprocess, I also imported popen for the MySQL stuff, but again, that didn't work, so that sucks. And I also imported getpass, which is a module that allows you to use the Unix or the Linux kind of password hiding feature. But yeah, that part's still under development. So
Yeah, got a question.
yes.
So I get this is just something in general for Python that I've always been confused about. So like you import subprocess, right? But does
Right.
subprocess not come with popen? Like I was always wondering like why you have to do from this import this if you already imported like the parent whatever.
So it's mostly for simplicity's sake. Instead of having to do subprocess.popen dot, you just do popen dot.
Oh, so that's the whole thing.
It's mostly for convenience.
Okay, no, yeah, all right, I see it. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh,
All right, bye, Bryce. Oh, he already left.
And then Bryce died.
That's awkward. Okay, so what I actually did is the first thing I did is I defined a bunch of helper classes. And essentially these classes are just wrappers for subprocess calls. But it essentially saved me a lot of time later because it meant I didn't have to keep writing subprocess.call and then write custom commands for every single one. I just did like apt.install. So it would do like app.install, and then I just created a string and I formatted it with the package name. This is a slightly more advanced usage of Python known as f-strings, if you want to look it up later.
Well,
But essentially, yeah.
Wait, that's so cool. What the heck?
It's really cool. It allows you to create a very abstract string that you can just input data into later.
Yeah, I'm only familiar with Java, so this is like all Python's new to me.
I did not enjoy
Yeah.
the string format
Going from-
Python.
going
It's,
from
like,
Java
very
to Python?
syntax heavy.
Going from Java to Python, you can appreciate how awesome the string methods are.
Not just that, but like a lot of the syntax is just more simple in general.
Yes, I'm also a person who started on Java and then went to Python, and Python's so much simpler.
I mean, I kind of like how specific Java is, though. I mean, that's kind of helped me out with some stuff.
Okay,
I don't know.
yes, specifically with abstraction and with object-oriented programming,
Right.
Java is certainly a little bit built better for that, but you can still do quite well with Python too. Python, you have to be very, very specific when you're defining something between a class variable and a, like for example, between a class variable and an object variable. You just have to be so specific about it. Well, anyways, so after all those wrappers are done, so you can see that from there, it becomes a lot more readable.
Right.
So apt update, apt upgrade, UFW enable, UFW reset. So I'm just purging all the old rules. And then I'm removing any pre-existing installation. So that's just kind of an extra thing I did because like if there's any like existing config files that might mess me up later, I'm just gonna get rid of them all. And then I remove all dependencies with auto remove. So from here, I'm installing the LAMP stack. So the first thing I did is I added the source PPA on Dredge PHP. And actually, if we go up to my add source, basically what I did is the command add apt repository. And I added the PPA on Dredge PHP repository. And then I updated the dependency list. So then I installed Apache 2 with mod evasive and mod security 2. I added ports 80 and 443. And then I started Apache 2 if it wasn't already started, and then I enabled it with System Ctl. From there, I actually went a little bit further and I configured mod evasive a little bit further. I created this config file with a list. I opened a new config file. I wrote the every single entry in this list as a separate line into that file. And then I closed it and I used Shootil, which is a file copying module in Python, to copy that config file to the Apache 2 mods available config. So from there, I enabled security 2 and evasive if they weren't already enabled. And then I restarted Apache 2. So after that, you might notice that I created chmod_rec, which is a recursive call of chmod, because chmod in Python, the os.chmod method actually isn't recursive. So if you call that on a directory, it'll only do it for that directory, but not for the files inside. So what this recursive method does is it goes through, it kind of like it kind of creates a cache of all the subdirectories and subfiles of that particular directory, and then it goes through and it does chmod for every single one of them. So I gave it the same permissions that I listed over before. This is another recursive call, except this time for chown, so that I could change the owner for everything in var www.html to www-data. I did a similar thing above with from Modivasive down here to create a new Apache 2 server configuration, or like a website configuration with a new virtual host, server name, blah, blah, blah. I opened a new file. I wrote the lines, I closed it, then I copied it to the appropriate site. I enabled that site, and then I disabled the default site because I believe there's a way to exploit the default site, if I'm not wrong. And then I reloaded Apache 2's configs. After that, I installed MySQL Server. I started it, I enabled it, and then I'm calling the MySQL secure installation script. Now, as I said before, this is not the main branch of this repository. I'm actually trying to directly call the SQL commands in this script. However, I haven't had much success with that yet. I'm still trying to debug an error of authentication. So for now, I'm just having you manually kind of just go through and install things. And then finally for PHP, I'm installing this whole list of extra extensions. Technically speaking, if you install PHP 8.0, lib Apache 2 mod PHP 8.0, and then PHP 8.0 MySQL, that'll install everything that comes after that. But I just put it there for redundancy. And then I enabled the PHP 8.0 mod, and then I restarted Apache 2, and then I printed done. So this is my example of a script. Does anybody have any questions about how I implemented this?
Wait, what's the for loop? The for dir path turn? What is that?
So
just...
this basically so os.walk is essentially kind of like a file. It's a cataloger for. It's kind of like a recursive ls, I guess you could say.
Okay.
It ls's and then it stores every single thing as a directory, as the directory path, all the names of the directories, and all the file names. It's like has multiple lists.
Okay.
And then I changed the owner for that. First of all, I changed the owner for the directory path. And then for every file name inside that directory, I changed the owner of that directory too.
Okay. Wait, what is the os.path.join? Is that, oh, that's putting the directory and the file name together. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And it joins it with the path of the folder.
Okay.
And it creates a hard what's it called? It creates a hard path instead of a localized path.
Absolute.
Yeah, it can be a lot to take in, Benito, but if you just go through and if you just write simple code one by one, all of what I did here can be simplified to just these process commands, and you could eliminate like the first 90 lines or so. But I did this with the purpose of making it more readable later on. So it's a little bit easier for you to just go through and kind of read what I did instead of having to like go within the code and explicitly tell what each thing does.
And I didn't think about using stream formatting to make templates for the stuff because I wanted to make templates for the commands, but I mean,
ever since I learned stream formatting, I've been doing that for my cyber scripts.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely makes a lot of sense because I was like, I was like, we have to use some sort of template, right? Like if something's repetitive, then you obviously have to make a template. But I didn't know how to do that because it's been a while. That was a very nice way to approach it.
Thank you. Yeah, so basically, whenever I create scripts in the future, I'm just going to kind of reuse these same wrappers. And again, they're just wrappers. They just call the same commands. It's just that I'm making it a nicer syntax for me, so I don't have to necessarily like just, you know.
It's a convenience thing.
Yeah, convenience sake. Also, it's a lot faster to type apt.install Apache 2 than it is to type subprocess.call apt install Apache 2-y shell equals true. It's so much faster.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions about how I wrote the script? Or about anything that I did in here?
So when you did the whole, like, I'm looking at this motivation Apache lines, you have to actually specify the new line characters for all that. So
You have to specify new line characters, because when you do the write lines method, doesn't automatically assume that each new entry is a new line.
That's
Not only that, but I also had to specify tab spaces because it
yeah.
has to be formatted in a certain way. I mean,
that's-
Motivasive is a C module, as you can tell, motivasive.c. So you have to specify the configuration in this particular way.
So white space also matters for that.
Yep. It's annoying, but yeah, no, because I had that configuration from an earlier script that I made that was in Bash, and I had to manually add all the new lines and the tab characters.
Oh.
Wait, so what is motivasive doing? Is that just... Oh wait, you're writing it to the file?
Yeah, so what I'm doing here is I'm creating a motivasive configuration, and actually I made a mistake here. I forgot to put a new line here. But I'm creating this configuration file for motivasive. I'm writing all of those lines. Each line is an entry in this list, and I'm writing it directly to a file that is opened from motivasive.conf. And the great thing about open is that if the file is not already there, it will create the file. Right. And then I close the file and I copy it over to its appropriate location, and then I just reload everything.
Jacob, I guess we gotta learn some string formatting soon.
Is it that dot format thing he was using earlier?
Yep.
Yeah, so for basically just creating template stuff.
And then the package
templates.
The input. Okay, that's pretty.
String templates are extremely useful.
What's
and that's
the
just
CLS?
CLS, so you know when you create a class in Python, you have to define a self.
Right.
Right.
Basically, you don't necessarily have to. I mean, when you do that, you're creating like an object method. So each method is specific to the object.
Right.
But here, I'm creating a method that's specific to the class, not to the object.
Wait, so CLS is an actual thing? It's not just like an arbitrary variable name that you chose?
It's an actual thing.
Okay. I was a little confused.
It does the same function as self, except
but it's meant to define
it's referencing
the
class instead of the object.
Wait, so would this be like a way to make basically a static method then?
It's basically creating a static method.
Oh, okay, because I was always confused on how to make a static method
in Python.
Yeah, because at first I tried to just remove the self, but that didn't work. And I was just like, well, damn, I'm confused now.
Yeah, so you have to add the decorator add class method here. And then it tells Python that it's a class method. And that's why over here I can just do app.update and it works.
Right, okay.
Wait, where'd you get the apt from?
Oh,
I created a class called apt.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And then I just put a bunch of the most commonly used methods.
And you're saying the CLS is the equivalent of self, but just for the class?
Yes. Again, the difference between self and CLS is that for self, you're referencing the object, but for CLS, you're referencing the class.
So this way you don't actually have to make an object in order to call these methods. You could just call upon the class itself to make life easier.
It's also useful if you're trying to reference a class variable instead of an object variable.
I've never really worked with class variables in Python. I haven't worked in Python in a long time.
Python is more powerful than Java in that regard, meaning that you can define all these class methods. You can have those you can have class variables that are separate from object variables. So you can have like a public variable that's only public to your particular class of objects, but it's like you can just access it separately and like it's the same for everything, instead of having like every single variable being the exact same for every single instance of that class. I haven't used class methods and variables too much. I actually learned about class methods for this particular script, which is really fun. But yeah, class methods are really useful. And f-strings. F-strings are really useful.
Yes, yeah, f-strings.
I don't know, because like automating things with Python, like I never really thought about it, because the way, though, from how I was taught Python like object oriented way. So I was completely unaware that you could do like static methods and stuff with Python. So I was just saying like it's so weird because like you have to construct objects and stuff and to do
Right.
everything. So
But now
like
you know
this,
how to
yeah,
make a static
yeah,
method.
this makes things like a lot easier.
Mhm.
It's like just a lot easier Java.
Wait, so you need the decorator, the class method decorator, in order to call the class.
Yes, and you
method?
need to change self to CLS.
Okay.
And probably
And you
need
can
to learn
actually
to
use you can actually use CLS in the same way as self. So for example, here I did cls.install.
Hmm.
So I'm calling this class as install
So you
method.
found the class, yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess.
So when you use CLS install, that refers to like this class's static method, right?
Basically.
All right,
Again, we don't call it static methods in Python, we call it a class method.
class method. Okay.
Wait. So just to recap, the reason why you would use a class over an object is just you don't have to instantiate the object.
Basically.
Okay.
And now also if you want to access information that's universal to that class. It's
Okay.
not like specific per object.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. So everyone just shares that same class. Okay.
Exactly. Again, this is why I love this part of Python over Java. You can have things that are public to an entire class, but also private to that class at the same time.
Is the variable public or private?
I hate that in Python you can't necessarily specify private or public very easily.
Oh yeah.
Is it just scope at that point?
It's scope.
I mean, there's scope, but you can also say global in Python if I'm correct.
You
right?
can. I think so, but generally scope in Python is a lot more kind of like friendly and sharing compared to
Right.
Java.
Like in Java, there's like private and protected. Right?
Java is very. I mean, there's protected in Python too,
Oh,
but
there is?
but it's very. Python is great for its abstractness, but it also means that when you need to be specific, you need to be really, really specific. Like in the instance of these class methods.
I'm actually
Yeah,
kind of pissed. I
decorator
never
needs
learned
a
about class
CLS.
methods in Python. That would make the language so much nicer for me.
Yep. Well, now it is so much nicer for you.
Yeah, but this is like 2 years
No.
after I moved on.
Oh,
I haven't done stuff in Python since sophomore year. Wait, sophomore. That's
I
2
bet
years.
you're gonna start getting back into Python now, huh?
I have to just see what I can do scripting with it because I knew that I would have to know Python for scripting and
Mhm.
stuff, but you know it was just like, oh, it's been 3 years ago. I'll just ignore it.
What's your primary language then?
I mean, I would say Java as of recently because that's what I definitely have more experience in. But I just don't. I stopped liking coding after all the more algorithmic part of it came in later on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
At first, it was kind of fun doing stuff and object-oriented stuff and doing class methods. But then when all the algorithms came out, I was like, yeah, you know, time for a change in career paths.
Sorting.
Class methods, okay. Very interesting.
If you learn nothing else, learn about class methods.
I think that's the biggest takeaway for me, honestly, because I knew how to do basic scripting.
And also
but this
making
is
sure
just
to use
optimizing
f-strings.
things.
Making sure to use f strings.
Yeah. Is
And
the
also
term
writing
for it?
wrappers.
Is that the term for f string or is this string form? Is this different from string formatting?
F strings and string formatting is the exact same thing.
Oh, okay.
It's just that usage is a little bit different.
Got it.
Hey, Gabriel.
Hello.
Everyone's here. What?
Hey,
Are you
yo.
going over your script?
I actually already did. We were having a discussion about class methods in Python.
Oh, is
Oh, what is
Gonna
this
be from
discussion
the
on
other one, huh?
particularly?
Because class methods are apparently different than like actual like regular methods in Python because in Python, like when you create a class and you create a method, you have to involve the self, right?
Yeah.
But you can actually invoke the decorator class method, and instead of having to create a new object just to call that method, you can just call the method directly from the class.
Yes, it's like a static method.
It's like a
Right.
static method. And that was like really important for this particular script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also F strings too, because
Was this just a part of like a Python course that you guys took or something? You guys just learned about class methods?
I just learned about this separately. They don't teach this at Troy for
Yeah,
sure.
they usually don't.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't at my school either, so I mean that's a little annoying because it
I
seems
know
very
Mr.
it's such a
Stubblefield was
useful
trying to
thing.
get Mr. Stubblefield was pushing for Python, but it didn't work, so
Yeah. What ended up happening is, did you hear about like the new Cambridge Analytica thing?
yeah. I
Yeah.
hate it.
So the new computer science pathway for Cambridge Analytica uses Python,
Mhm.
but it's pretty not good.
Yeah. Which is why we're still sticking with the AP version.
The IB version, yeah.
You had
I
IB
don't
computer
understand.
science.
I really don't
sir.
understand Dr. Minster's push for Cambridge, honestly.
I think there's some money involved. That's what I think it is.
Oh, that makes sense.
Always money.
But in that sense, I'm one of the last IB graduates.
Okay, but like,
Well,
what
how
did
many
IB
IB
do for
classes
you,
did you
bro?
guys have
What did
at
IB
school?
do for you?
Actually Philo and TOK.
Okay, but like
Also, apparently
outside of that,
Mrs. Kirkpatrick wrote my rec letter, not my counselor.
that's fair.
Wait, so
That's
how
like the
many IB
biggest. That's one of the biggest booms you get out of that.
That's fair.
Because
That's
she
fair.
knows you more personally than your counselor does, who has to manage like 700 kids.
Okay, counter argument. What did that letter of rec do for you?
Hold on, let me turn off